Hey friend, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, let's get lost in the sauce. Lost in the Sauce is an 8.5% New England style double IPA from Ascension Brewing Company in Novi, Michigan. Ascension's a smaller brewery that I've had my eye on for a while. I was in their taproom earlier last year and I've been meaning to get back ever since. It's a little bit off the beaten path for me, but I do remember being really impressed at what they had going on over there. I don't know exactly how many can releases they've had, but I know they've had at least a half dozen or so. So Ascension, if you're out there, get in touch. So let's take a look at this label right here and we'll get into this beer. This is a really basic, simple beer label. It's like a purplish, kind of pinkish color with some green font. It has their logo, their Ascension logo here. It's like an A in a hop bud, and it just says Ascension Brewing Company, established 2015. Lost in the Sauce, it's listed as a double IPA, even though on their can release on Instagram and their website they said this is a New England style IPA, and it's 8.5% alcohol by volume. And on the back it just says store cold, drink today. As you can see, it's really blank, really basic. It has the 10-cent deposit and the government warning, and also telling you it's 16 fluid ounces. So today, let's grab my IPA glass. Let's crack this bad lad open. It exploded, but didn't have much of a crack when I popped it. Whoa. Yeah, whoa. I'm getting a super dankness right off the bat. I don't know what hops they used. I didn't do a whole lot of research, sorry. I wasn't able to find a whole lot, but I'm not sure what hops they used in this. Wow, but that is really dank, really strong. It smells really good, actually. So let's pour this. And that is really yellow coming out of the can here. Getting a pretty decent head off of that. It's a nice yellow in the thinner part of this glass. It's nice and yellow. The top is a little bit thicker yellow, a little bit heavier yellow, more of a juicy kind of coloration. But on the bottom, it's super thin. It's like a pineapple juice. And it's pretty hazy. That's not, I can barely, around, like I said, in this thin part where it's yellower, more of a pineapple juice color, I can see through it if I put my hand in front of my light here, but on the top, that's pretty dark. It's a little bit more of a bolder orange. And let's give it a better smell. Yeah, I'm getting a nice dankness to it. Getting a citrus kind of scent. Well, let's see. Maybe a bit of a grapefruit, a bit of a pineapple. So maybe that coloration isn't, it's not betraying the flavor. Maybe it's going to have a little bit of a pineapple taste to it. Let's give it, I'm really kind of anxious to try this. Let's give it a shot. That's more of a bitter IPA kind of taste than I was expecting, but it's really smooth. It's got a nice light mouthfeel. It's not too thin. It's not super thick. It's not thick at all. It's nice and light, really kind of crisp. Because it's so light, you don't get a lot of juiciness out of it, but the taste is really, like I said, it's got a lot of bitterness to it. Man, if you're more of a bitter New England style IPA or more hoppy New England style IPA guy than a juicy New England style IPA person, this one's would be right up your alley. Wow, it's really hard to describe. I don't know if I've had anything that's really quite like this. So it's on the back end, that bitterness. It's a tiny piney bitterness, but it's kind of like that grapefruit, like a thinner grapefruit kind of taste. I do taste like a really light kind of pineapple taste, and there's like a real small hint of sweetness that's coming through with that bitterness. Yeah, it's hard to describe because the bitterness brings through a bit of sweetness with it. Like I said, it's got that kind of pineapple sweetness to it. Right up front, though, it's got this kind of sweetness that I can't really put my finger on. But I'm going to say I am picking up on pineapple in there. This is just, I mean, this is 8.5%. I'm not tasting any of the alcohol in this. There's no kind of, it doesn't taste strong. And that's, again, I go to dangerous, right? And I think there's like this scale of dangerousness. There's like the stand up and drink another. There's the have one and sit down. And there's the have one, have a half one and lay down. So this is definitely have one and stand up and have another. This is really smooth, really clean, really crisp, refreshing. It doesn't taste like 8.5%. It's really got a taste that I want to just keep drinking it. I want to finish this because it's just so refreshing. It's, like I said, there's not a whole lot of bitterness to it. You get kind of a sweetness with it. With the bitterness, there's a sweetness at the beginning. It's, like I said, it's a kind of a pineapple. You get that bitterness, a little bit of a hoppy bitterness, and then it finishes off with the sweetness again. And it has a little bit of an IPA kind of hoppy aftertaste to it, but it's not super intense. It's not super strong. And again, it's really deceiving because you pour this and you think, oh, this is going to be a juice bomb, right? I'm going to just be drinking orange juice right here. But you don't get that. And it's just refreshing even on top of that. So, man, I think Ascension, if you know people that like to have New England style IPA, those refreshing New England style IPAs, but more of the bitter end, this is one of those. It's not super bitter. It's a really great introductory kind of beer for New England style IPA fans or people that want to get into the style but aren't really sure and they don't really like the sweetness. I know there are some people out there, New England style IPAs kind of turn them off because they're not really big into the sweetness. And I think Ascension is a big winner here with Lost in the Sauce. All right, friends, that is Lost in the Sauce from Ascension Brewing Company, my first Ascension beer on the channel. Are there any other small breweries out there that you think I should have on my radar? What are some of your local favorites? What are some of the styles that you think I should be looking for in the start of this new year? Let me know in the comments down below because I'd really like to start focusing on these smaller places and start shining a spotlight on the ones that you guys are really interested in seeing. And while you're down there, why not like, share, and subscribe to the channel for less? Can you believe it? Less than a penny a day. You can get great Michigan beer content like this twice a week. You can also find links down there for my social media and my website at girafftherapy.com. So until next time, I'm Sean from Giraffe Therapy. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and don't forget to treat yourself to a little Giraffe Therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.